Hey everybody, welcome to the Broken Shifter podcast, post Dover, the first cutoff of the chase. And we're going to have a little fun fact at the beginning for you, and then we're also going to do a chase rundown, who got eliminated, and then highlight some stuff that happened during the race, which wasn't much, as seems to be the norm lately. I'm Hurdon.
I'm Carbon.
And I'm driving the better Bush car, Caboose.
Which one's better?
Kurt. Still don't like him, but better than Kyle.
All right. So there was a little fun incident today at a
Wait. What do you think would win? An SUV or a Toyota Camry? Stock car.
Yeah, leave that in the comments below, because we're about to find out how durable NASCAR stock cars are and how durable their show cars are. So I'm just gonna pass this off. Basically, what happens is a SUV plows into a show car that's a 2018 Toyota Camry, and NASCAR's promoting their stuff and everything like that. Plows into it, bounces off of it like it's not even there, barely does any damage to it, tears the SUV up. We'll send it off to Carbon on this one.
It was damaged. I don't know what to say about it.
As seen by the photos here or the video we inserted.
If not, we'll link it. One of the two. Depending if we figure out how to download Twitter videos. But yeah.
SUV versus NASCAR stock car doesn't exactly go well. Lesson learned. If you see NASCAR stock cars and they look like show cars and you think they don't have a motor in them or something like that, don't run into them. Get off your phone. Pay attention to what you're doing.
Yep. Driver of the street car, or street SUV I should say, ticketed for negligence.
It should be taken to jail for stupidity.
Reckless driving.
If we all went to jail,
I guess he wasn't reckless driving.
To jail for stupidity, fucking, I'd be in jail, you'd be in jail, we'd all be in jail. The cops would be the Oprah Winfrey.
You know the good news out of the entire thing now, out of all the stupidity, a good story to tell your kids.
Yeah.
Look how dumb I
ran
was.
into a NASCAR stock car show car.
I took out a Toyota.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's the thing, fans. We're not even rooting for Toyotas to get wrecked on the track because they're too dominant. We still can't take them out on the actual roadways.
Right.
Anyways,
there's a reason why at Lemon rallies you get ducked 500 points for bringing in a Japanese vehicle. They're just built too damn fucking tough, apparently.
I mean, Jesus. That car took barely any damage. That SUV was fucked up.
I think the stock car had cheats in it.
Yeah,
up, down, left, right, A, B.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that thing did not pass inspection.
Let's get to the race.
So,
Dover, we had Stage 1, Mr. Mad Brad. Stage 2, Larson. And the final, unfortunately, was Kyle Busch, Chase, Jimmy, Truex, and Larson.
Okay, good to see Bad Brad back up front running. Good, and also good to see HMS. Hendrick was back up front running in the top 10.
Dale Jr. was up
Casey
there.
Kane.
Jimmy was up
fucking
there.
Time.
Chase got second. He should have had first. Cough, what? And yeah, Casey, just like always, is at the back.
He was back on like
and Jimmy wound up third. Yeah. There's a reason why he's not coming back next year. But Hendrick looked good again. Penske looked good again. People are battening down the hatches for the chase. And they should have done this 10 fucking weeks ago.
I will say this. I think part of it was just due to the track itself. Dover is one of those... I would say it's a very much an equalizer track because it's not quite a short track, but it's not quite an intermediate. It's that awkward in between, and it's concrete. And I feel like Dover's one of those tracks that just... It evens out the competition decently.
Seeing Dale run
overall,
that
the
Dover is
well,
racing
I'm
was
very-
hoping
pretty
Martin's
solid.
hoping Martin's
Dover is
running
a
well.
very, very fast track. Surprisingly, most people don't know, even though that Dover is only a 1 mile track, they still get over 170 miles an hour there, which is not far short of what they run at some of these intermediates. And not far short of what they run at the super speedways. Granted, they have restrictor plates. But we wanted to do a quick points rundown, and we'll give just a quick touch on each driver and opinions as we go through the chase. Okay, so we currently have, and we're going to do this based on playoff points going into the next stage. So we'll start off with the obvious person. Martin Truex Jr. sits at 59 to the positive with playoff points. So once again, almost guaranteed in. If he keeps performing well, he's probably going to go into the next stage as well. He's going to be he's pretty much a lock along with some other drivers for the Homestead race unless something drastic happens.
JGR intervention.
Does anybody have anything
feeling-
they want to say about Truex? We can all agree he's the favorite to win it, right?
He's
said
the
the same.
favor of.
I was just gonna say we said the
I
same
will
thing all
say
season,
this.
so.
Yeah. I will say this. I smell a little bit of bullshit incoming from JGR. We'll see what ends up happening over the next 3 races, but I'm calling it now. Something stupid's going to happen with his car during one of these 3 races to put him down on points. Not to where he's automatically knocked out, but to close the gap.
So you're thinking something along those lines of what happened earlier this year when Kyle Busch was like, I just want to race him, and then they both wrecked?
No, I was thinking more
Yeah.
along the lines of last year, a.k.a. Talladega.
He's
where
been
the
more
engine just
dominant this year.
mysteriously could just blip, died.
Okay, so we'll go to Mr. Second Place, Kyle Busch, who has won the last 2 races. He is at plus 41 playoff points, so he's got a huge advantage. He can basically DNF out of a race and still race his way in quite easily. He got a freebie. That's all I've got to say about that. Nobody else has an opinion on that.
No.
Eat a wall.
No. I'm gonna hold my tongue.
So that's
sure
what we
as fuck
think
do.
about Kyle Busch. All right, so Kyle Larson still staying strong, not dominating as much. He's at 34 points on playoff points, so he's almost guaranteed to get to the next round as well. And if those 3 keep performing the way they are, they're going to just keep racking up some more. The kid's good. It took him a long time to get there. Ganassi gave him the stuff. He's driving his ass off. Opinions on Kyle Larson? Does he have a shot?
Easily.
If he makes it to the next round, which I don't see why not, we're going to tracks that he's very strong at, except for Martinsville. And so it's going to be interesting seeing how he performs. Martinsville, he brought a very fast car. He just couldn't save the fucking tires on the damn thing.
Anywhere
But if he
Kyle
can-
Larson has to brake, he can't save the tires.
He races it like as if it's dirt tracking. You get on the gas, you carry out the speed, which is good when you're on fresh tires and you can do that kind of thing.
Or at
You
a high
can't
speed
get
track.
on the gas. Yeah. You can't get on the gas early or hard because you burn off the fucking tires and then you're getting passed within 5 laps by a person that you originally left in the dust by about 10 seconds.
Okay, so everybody feels like Kyle Larson's probably a lock for Homestead, right?
Probably.
Unless something goes wrong.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Yeah. All right. So Bad Brad coming in 20 to the positive. So he's got a pretty good run on it, and it gets real tight in this range. Brad showed speed this week. Showed he could stay out and actually run a stage and stuff like that. Still not on par with the Toyotas and stuff like that, and I don't think he was on par with Hendrick this week, but a good race nonetheless. What do we think about Brad?
As long as Penske keeps bringing the stuff like how they did at Dover, he actually has a shot to making it to the Final Four. They're going to still have to step it up some more, but it shows promise.
Carbon?
He has a lot of work to do still because his point is issue, and he is very close to losing that to Jimmy. With Charlotte coming up, I don't remember how he did last earlier this season, but I think that was about the point where he started doing pretty bad. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I guess he's got a lot of work to do to stay in that Final Four.
Oh, P.S. Three are two of the top 3 drivers right now in points have never won a championship. Kyle Busch is the only one that has, and he's got 1. Brad Keselowski has 1. Then you got Mr. 7-time Jimmy Johnson sitting at 17 points. Do you think this increase in speed at Hendrick Motorsports is an indication of good things to come or a fluke?
It's hard to tell with Dover, but I hope that this is a genuine upswing because they're going to need it. I know Jimmy, he has the tendency of not showing up immediately and then all of a sudden just be as fast as anyone else out there. But
He's a long run car.
Yeah, he does have a long run car. I'm talking about just general speed. He started off the year with an okay car. Fell off the fucking face of the planet after getting his wins.
Yeah.
And here at Dover,
as did all of Hendrick.
All the Hendrick cars did decent. Yeah, as with all the Hendrick cars, but Jimmy just somehow knows how to get him and his crew chief and just everyone in there, the car chief. They know how to get that car running well, right when it matters.
Pressure does not bother
not
them.
Before, after. It seems like as if they thrive off the pressure of going.
Him and Chad Knaus are the perfect pair.
I mean, he's got 7 championships already. He's probably getting bored of like the typical, here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna dominate the race. No, let's make it interesting.
Yeah. All right, so we got Kevin Harvick, who I think is the sleeper of the playoffs, sitting in 6th, and he's at 15 playoff points, and I think he probably has one of the best chances of upsetting coming into this next round, because he has been extremely fast the past couple of weeks compared to his extreme fall off during the middle of the season, just like Hendrick Motorsports fall off. But they seem to be coming back. Penske seems to be coming back, and Hendrick seems to be coming back. So I think they're catching ground on Toyota. Options on Harvick, at least in the next round, right?
He really is the sleeper.
So
I haven't seen much of him. As far as like he's up there usually, but you don't see the focus on him. Nobody pays attention to him. He just kind of is there, doing really well.
They call him the closer for a reason. What if he turns into the closer at Homestead? We could see Harvick taking home the trophy again.
It would be very interesting seeing him if he were to win this championship. Because first year with Stewart Haas Racing, what happened? He fucking went out there and he won. He fucking dominated. It would be interesting.
Second year as well.
Seeing first year.
Dominated
It would be
year.
interesting. It would be interesting to see first year with Ford ever fucking go out there and win it.
Fair
It
enough.
would be very interesting.
All right, so position number 7, we've got Denny Hamlin at 13 to the positive on playoff points. Hamlin has been to the Final Four before. He has finished second in points before, I believe, as well. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Hamlin is the kind of driver that you don't want to see in the Final Four at Homestead if he can get there, because he has the ability to win it. That is a big if. He has the ability if he gets there. If he gets there, other drivers should worry. And he's one that flies under the radar too.
Yep.
Just the main thing is that
We
three
don't
of
talk
his
about
last
him a
four
lot.
wins have been encumbered.
Yeah,
Two in
that.
Xfinity and one in Cup.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very valid point too. What happens if you get encumbered at Homestead? Who's the trophy go to then? I mean, if it's second place car, that NASCAR is gonna have a meltdown if that happens. They're just gonna be like,
I kind of hope it does.
that would be the best thing that
all
ever happened to NASCAR. It would be all over the news.
And the main thing that NASCAR has been addressing to drivers is don't embarrass the sport. Especially with Monster being here. Don't embarrass the sport. Don't embarrass the sport. That's the main thing that they've been told as the playoffs have been getting closer and closer, and the more and more that they've been emphasizing it, and how much more stringent they've been getting with the rules. You're seeing,
But the thing
like,
is
what could've
they
been an
are.
easy
That's
little
what they're
write-off.
doing. They're embarrassing the sport more and more. And Toyota's really pushing the fucking issue.
Yep.
It's gonna be a bad thing because Monster's already threatening to pull out of the contract early. They're like, hey, we'll just cut you the check for, because I guess it's in the contract that they give them a certain portion of what they agreed to. They're already threatening to pull out for next year, and then NASCAR's in a bind, so they need that kind of stuff to go away. Because Monster's already
NASCAR
sponsoring, what is it, the rally trucks? I think.
They're sponsoring. They sponsor one motorbike series. They sponsor a couple trucks in some other rally series, and they sponsor Kenny from the Block and a few other drivers.
I think Monster's getting a little bit of
but the thing
cold
is-
feet, second guessing themselves on this one.
The main thing is that the main thing that they have to worry about, I should say, is whether or not the officials at NASCAR are what's holding the sport back. Because ever since Monster came on, the viewing rates for everything has gotten a lot better for NASCAR. Is it great? Hell no. It's never going to be like how it's never going to end up like how it was towards the early 2000s, where they were getting millions beyond millions of views. Now we're getting a couple millions of views per race, just depending on what they are. I feel like it's on NASCAR's end why the sport isn't doing as well, and that's what's giving Monster thoughts about pulling out of the sport.
Right.
And that's another reason why NASCAR is over here going, don't embarrass us, don't embarrass us, don't embarrass us.
Yeah. So that brings us to number 8. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I don't think any of the three of us thought he was going to make it to this round, but his 2 wins at the plate tracks have changed our mind. Roush has shown a little bit of speed. Just a little bit.
Not much, but
Not
some.
a whole lot.
You know what's
Enough to
scary?
keep him in.
You know what's really
And
scary? Not this week, but the
Talladega's
following
coming
week.
up.
Yep, and it's in this round. Stenhouse could get himself locked into the next round.
Is he going to win a championship? Absolutely not.
It would be a miracle and a half.
If Stenhouse wins the championship, NASCAR is going to lose a shitload of viewers. But
Actually, I think they would
He
gain a
wouldn't.
lot of viewers.
He wouldn't.
I
win.
don't think
I
they would.
don't think there's a chance in hell that he could win. He's not going
He
to
is.
compete. After Talladega, he's not going to be able to compete with anyone in the top, probably 8.
But you
Right
know
now,
what?
his 2 wins are
Barnesville
the
won the
only
round
thing
after that.
keeping him in there right now. But I think
he is
Blaney, Chase. If he doesn't win Talladega, I think Blaney and Chase have a really strong chance to knock him out of that top 8.
all right, so here's the thing. Ricky Stenhouse got a shot at Talladega. The chance of him getting 3 out of 4 restrictor plate wins in 1 year, slim. But he's already got 2. He's managed to do the one thing that no other driver has done this year, avoid the freaking wrecks at the plate tracks. However, even though Roush doesn't have the speed, Ricky is great at intermediates, which is where Homestead is. So, there is a small little chance that Ricky might be able to do it. And that's where we hit the cutoff line. So those are the 8 people currently, if the standings were of now and we just moved it straight to the next round. That's where we go. This is all going to change, obviously. And then we go to Ryan Blaney, who has basically won his way in at Pocono and also pointed his way in along the way. Have very strong start to season. Hasn't been running that well lately. I didn't see anything impressive out of him at Dover. I'm not sure if he'll make it to the next round. He's got a shot at Talladega, but I don't see him really having a shot anywhere else. He might have to try and point his way in and have some bad luck on other drivers.
Yeah. And at Dover, his performance was not that great. He was pretty much pinned one lap down. His speed, he was running up there in the upper teens, but he was just struggling almost the entire time at Dover. And
I think you'll see a different Blaney next year at Penske.
Oh, we will. Him running that 12 car, it's going to be interesting.
He's got the talent.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there's not much else to say about Ryan Blaney. He's kind of been off the radar for quite a few weeks now.
He could be like Brad, or not Brad, Harvick or Hamlin. Maybe he'll sneak back in.
He could sneak up at any time.
I don't see him winning at Homestead, unless it's
Not home. I'm not talking
pit
about Homestead. I'm
strategy
talking about like
or anything
just
like that.
to get.
I don't
back
see him
into
taking
the,
a trophy home.
to get back into the standings.
Yeah,
Back into the playoffs.
I
Again.
mean he's
That's
right
the
there.
line.
He could do it. I'm not sure these statistics are right. Okay, so
Let's crash.
Blaney's got 8 playoff points.
Maybe.
Then we go to Chase Elliott, who's got a whopping 6 playoff points and should have more.
If he wouldn't have encumbered
And
himself in the fucking first race in Chicagoland.
This is gonna be a little bit of a discussion right here, because there were 2 drivers that were blatantly interfering with Chase's progress as he was enjoying a nice 5-second lead over Kyle Busch and was closing out the race. And Danica was sitting there bitching on the radio, worried more about her boyfriend and stuff like that, and bitching about the leader passing her and going a lap down, even though she's nowhere near getting into the chase. And then No Neck Newman sitting there just like, I'm going to make sure he doesn't pass me so I can get into the playoffs. Guess what, Newman? You didn't.
He was 2 cars off from the playoffs. He had to pass 2 cars in 2 laps, which he sure as fuck wasn't doing that.
No, and he decided to hold Chase Elliott up. And Danica did it previous to that. So, yeah, I think all 3 of us are frustrated about that because we all like Chase. He's a good young driver, and he will win. Trust me, he will win. And he will advance. I'm pretty sure on that. Unless something goes drastically wrong, he will advance to the next round. And I can see him getting a win. Talladega's a good track for him. He's a smart young driver. And everybody's got high expectations for him, but he stays calm and stuff like that. But I think he's going to come out with a vengeance this week. And God forbid if Ryan Newman's in his way.
And I will admit, Chase, he should have done more when Kyle was creeping up on him, trying to work the outside. I will admit, Chase should have moved up and tried to give that a chance. Or, raced Kyle a little bit more, because he just basically just sat there and was like, I'll be fine. Chase, you need to get a little bit more aggressive, buddy. We need to see you at Daytona 500 levels, because you were making some epic fucking moves.
Yeah, I think he's trying to earn the respect of the drivers. But, yeah, Chase is going to win a lot of races in his career. There's no doubt about it. Let's move on. Matt Kenseth real quick. I think Matt Kenseth has a legitimate shot if he can get on par with the other JGR cars. Toyota, been dominant all year. We all know that, even though Chevy's got some
He needs a
wins.
win, I think, to be able to get in. That's probably one of his only ways to get in.
He's not that far back.
In points now.
Jamie McMurray, I think he's going to miss the next round. Martinsville's his only shot. Possibly Talladega. He's got a knack for big races. And we'll just skip on through to the people who missed out. Ryan Newman. He deserved to miss out because he's a douchebag. Austin Dillon missed out. Didn't race that well. We pretty much knew Austin Dillon was going to do it. It just RCR's got horrible equipment compared to everybody else. Casey Kane, not surprised. One lucky win because everybody else on the track was wrecked. He got in. We knew he was going to miss it because he's driving like shit. Kurt Busch, kind of a little bit of a surprise for me, but regardless, Stuart Haas hasn't really produced a good car except for Kevin Harvick. So we can skip past all that, the niceties and everything like that. One incident, Jeffrey Earnhardt taking out the barrels on pit road. I don't know what we can really say about that. Other than that, not really any.
It's just weird. Something you don't expect. I thought there was water in those barrels, not sand.
It used to be water, and then they removed it because it took too damn long to clean up.
Yeah. Yeah, they stopped doing water. So probably a little bit of an impact
for a safer barrier system on there, but whatever.
Because it's a straight line. Anyways, Dale Jr. Dale Jr.'s back at Dover, running good. So that gives me hope for Talladega. I want to see him go to victory lane. Fuck somebody else's chase hopes up.
It'll be really interesting if we can come in and win Charlotte. Just throw everybody off. Not expected at all. It's going to be a Kyle Busch win more than likely at Charlotte, but it'd be kind of funny.
Yeah. So all of Hendrick performed well this weekend except Casey Kane, who was running higher than normal in the mid-teens. And I guess, do y'all want to do picks for the next race?
Sure.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Charlotte.
Justin. No. I thought you were referring to where I was going to go.
We're going to my house. NASCAR in my backyard. I'll watch
I
it.
didn't know you had a
Yeah, it's going to be a dirt derby.
It's going to be a very small derby. I think maybe only a couple cars will be able to fit, though. So I'll hand pick them.
so-
Junior, Chase, and that's really about it.
Anyone but JGR cars are invited.
Yeah. Toyota's banned
JGR
illegal
affiliated.
equipment. Alright, so what's the next track on the schedule?
Is that Truex just the fucking shit on them? Charlotte.
Okay, so we're going to Charlotte. Alright. Caboose, make your picks.
I'm going to go ahead and pick, to my best or worst judgment, Kyle Busch. He had a fucking car on fire last year. He was actually last Charlotte race, he was actually outrunning Truex, who the year prior led all but, 6 laps at the Coke 600?
Yeah.
So I think he's going to bring back that little kindle of fire, if you will.
Carbon, your pick.
I did give a dark horse.
Oh, he didn't
Still
do a dark
DS.
horse. My bad.
Or DH.
But fine, go ahead, skip me, asshole.
Yeah, take your pick.
Justin, you go. I'm going to think over the dark horse a little bit more.
I've always said dark horse. How about instead of saying dark horse, unless it's somebody that's not in the playoffs, if you want to pick somebody who is in the playoffs but currently behind the cutoff line, we can substitute that. Blaney, Kenseth, Chase, and Jamie can all be considered dark horses.
Fair enough.
In that case,
My
I'm gonna
picks
pick
are
Blaney,
going
because fuck
to... Okay.
There you go.
My picks are going to obviously be Kyle Busch, unless he gets wrecked. I have no doubt he's going to win. And my cutoff line one, I'm going to say Kenseth. Unfortunately, a double. Actually, no way. I think didn't Jamie do well for a while there at Charlotte?
No.
He had an okay medium.
I think he was doing
No.
well for a while there in the beginning.
No, he didn't. That's not the pick you want.
Why are you gonna pick him? Fine,
Yeah.
I'll go with Kenseth then.
Oh,
All
fuck
right.
up Hurdon State. Pick Jamie
I
Mack.
should, but no. I'll go with my
All
first
right.
one. I'll pick the duo Toyotas.
I'm going all Chevy this weekend. Jimmy Johnson to win it and restart the Charlotte streak. And Jamie Mack as a dark horse to manage to pull some magic out of his ass one more time.
He's going to have to pull more than just magic out of his ass to make it to Homestead.
Yeah.
Anyways, there you go.
So real quick, one last thing we're going to do is I'm just going to really fast recap what our final four picks were. I think if anyone wants to, you can change one driver out. But maybe you can only do it once before the playoffs. So this is like your one chance, essentially. So our final four. Hurdon's, Truex, Larson, Brad, and Harvick. Caboose's are Jimmy, Truex, Larson, and Kyle Busch. And mine are Truex, Larson, Jimmy, and Blaney. Does anyone want to switch out one driver if they really feel like it?
Can I hold off until after Charlotte?
I'm gonna stick with my original just because. Just because if I switch to Busch, he's gonna make it to the next round. Yeah, I'm good with mine.
Well, you gotta. We're probably not doing a video after Charlotte, so if you're gonna switch it, you gotta switch it now.
No, but I'll tell you so that way it's on the record.
And anyone, remember, we are not doing post-race podcasts anymore unless it's a really interesting race. It will be after each cutoff, and next year we'll determine how that goes.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I guess that's everything that need to be said. No final comments from my co-commentators. So
I'm hoping for an entertaining Charlotte race, but that's it.
Oh,
probably won't happen.
Oh,
Hoping,
I forgot to,
but
almost
probably
forgot
not.
one thing. We now have an official Twitter page. You can find the link in the description below. Go ahead and follow us, and if you have any questions for us, we can go ahead and tweet it. Well, we didn't actually announce it. It was more of an impromptu thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead and follow us on them Twitters and ask us questions. We'll reply with our thoughts. Depending on who it is, it'll be dash AMD for me, dash Carbon or something like that for Justin, dash Hurdon for Hurdon at the bottom. I'll let you know who's replying to your comment.
H for Hurdon, C for Carbon, whatever
AMD
Caboose wants to put. Yeah, sure.
I feel like we're using the periodic table of elements at this point. But anyways, this has been the Broken Shifter podcast. Please,
hey, mine works.
Please leave comments on the video or on the Twitter. We will respond to you. I promise. Somebody will get back to you. Somebody will. And anyways, so for the Broken Shifter podcast from Dover, which we're not actually there, but you get my point. I'm Hurdon.
I'm Carbon.
And I'm Caboose, causing a big wreck
busy.
because I tried to kill Kyle Busch.
All right.
Did I say that out loud?
You can blame our driver for the bad video footage.
Oh,
We'll
it's
catch
been
y'all
plenty
next time.
entertaining. I don't know what the fuck you're on about.
Hopefully we'll see you sooner than later.
Fuck Kyle Busch.